I'm going to share my screen as well. Are you able to see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I already shared the link to the quarterly strategy template. So the main thing, the first thing that we need to understand is why we create this document and why we usually we used to have the quarterly strategy meeting. So the purpose of creating the document and having a meeting is basically to understand what we have done in the previous quarter, and why we did those tasks, and then what we can do next to basically give an overview to the client that these are the things that we achieve through last quarter, and these are the things that we have planned for the next quarter. So basically, as we all understand that when the client comes in, the first thing that we do is do the analysis of the website, and then we break the analysis into tasks, and then we perform those tasks. But basically we arrange these quarterly strategy meeting. The quarterly strategy meeting is like, the quarter is obviously the 3 months. So basically, we analyze the work done in previous 3 months, so as to get an overview of what we have achieved, so that we can show that to client, and then again we can decide what we can do for the next coming quarter. So we can show that to the client that these are the things that we have planned for the very next quarter. So basically, this document is an overview of what we should do. I mean, basically, what we track, what we analyze, what data we can analyze from the last month, and what suggestions we can, I mean, not what suggestions, but uh, what what kind of suggestions we can put in, so that we can provide that to the client. Now, as you understand, the two websites cannot be same. Similarly, the quarter for the website cannot be same. So if we talk about the e-commerce store, and then we talk about the lead generation website, these two websites have different peak quarters. So when we talk about the e-commerce fashion store, I would say the high peak quarter, or the very important quarter for the client, could be the quarter four, that is October, November, and December, because this quarter is like holiday season, and that's why the fashion client generally focus on that quarter. So that quarter is very much important for the fashion clients or the fashion e-commerce store. Similarly, if we talk about lead generation website, the important quarter would not be same as the e-commerce store. So that's the reason we have different meetings for different client, and we create different strategies for different clients, so that we can focus on what is important and what should be done in advance. We actually strategize in advance what we can do for that particular client. So that's why we create these strategies, that why we have these strategies meeting with the client. And firstly, I will give you an overview what things we generally add in the quarterly strategy document, and then I just fetch out one quarterly strategy document that is recently created by the tech, so we can review how we can collect the data. Now, um, how to decide when to have these, or when to schedule these quarterly strategy meetings. So previously we used to have one spreadsheet. I can show you the spreadsheet where we actually schedule the meetings, and we actually divide the client into two tabs. One is based on the seasonality, and second is based on the kickoff call. So based on the seasonality is, so suppose the client joined us in like in August, but the client is actually the e-commerce store. So the important season for the client is obviously the quarter 4. So we strategize, I mean basically we schedule the meeting for the quarter 4. So we put the client here and we schedule the meeting for the client. And based on the kickoff call, mostly if you check, there are the client related to the lead generation, and we used to add the client based on their kickoff call. And after 3 months of the kickoff call, we start scheduling the quarterly strategy meeting. But we actually are not using basically this sheet now, because the number of client we have has been increased, and it is actually very difficult to continue using this sheet. So now DPs generally decide according to the important quarters for the client, and accordingly they schedule the meetings. So they actually decide like, so suppose, for obviously when the client comes in, we have the technical analysis, we have the CRO, and we have the task already created in the base camp. So for first 3 months, it's already full. We have strategies already on place. Now after 3 months, DPs usually decide if next quarter which is coming up is very important for the client or not. So we can schedule the meeting, and accordingly they schedule the meeting. So we actually started, I mean we actually not using this sheet anymore for scheduling the calls, the quarterly strategy meeting call. But previously that's the way we decide on the quarterly strategy meeting. Now, who are the people basically who should attend the meeting and contribute towards the meeting? DPs, obviously. The senior and the junior DPs should be there. The DP team lead should be there. From the SEO team, the SEO team lead, senior SEO tech, also called the primary SEO analyst, and the junior SEO tech, also called the secondary SEO analyst, and the link builders, they should be there. So these are the people who should attend this meeting. And the senior SEO tech and SEO team lead generally create generally contribute to this document. They create, I mean they add the data and the screenshot and the suggestions. But if SEO team lead want, they can also have the junior SEO tech to add some of the data and create some of the strategies. So it depends upon the SEO team lead. Now, DPs and the team lead, sorry, the complete team on the campaign meet on the scheduled time to discuss the data added by the SEO team. And also PPC team also contribute in that if the client is also a PPC client. But PPC team create their separate document, which they have, basically they also add what's the progress, what's the amount has been spent, what the conversion comes up in last quarter, what is the suggested amount for the next quarter. These kind of stuff PPC team also add. So PPC team also present on the meeting only if the project is SEO plus PPC if the project is also a PPC project. So these are the people who join the meeting. So any question till now on the overview of what this template is and why we have this template? I mean, basically why we have this quarterly strategy document created and why we have this quarterly strategy meeting, who attend the meeting? Anybody have any question related to that?
No.
Okay. Okay. So obviously, as we have discussed, like in this meeting, we add the data, what we have done, and what we have achieved, where we lagged, what is the next next plan for the campaign. So basically for that purpose, obviously the main thing we should be having is tracking. The we For the tracking purpose, obviously the first thing that we have is Google Analytics that help us to track the data. uh, uh, the Google Analytics basically help us to track the sessions, the revenue, the landing pages, all that information we add in the Google Analytics section. I will explain one by one how to um, get this data. But basically the first section is Google Analytics, because we add the Google Analytics data because we want to track what were the sessions in last quarter. um, Also, last quarter compared to the last quarter from last year. These kind of data we add in this section, so we understand if there is an increase in organic traffic last quarter, or if there is a decrease in organic traffic, if there is an increase in conversion, if there is a decrease in conversion. If it is a lead generation client, we determine if there is an increase in lead or if there is a decrease in lead. We also try to find out what is the reason of decline, if there is a decline, and then we give our suggestions. So in Google Analytics, we find out about the organic traffic, the organic revenue, the landing pages. Do you understand what the landing pages are? Any one of you? So the landing pages, you can say, like, when you search on any search engine, when you come across any page and you decided to click on that page, so the page that appears after you click on the search result is actually the landing page. If we have a client and we our client is on position fourth, now uh, someone for some keyword. So suppose like online boutique, suppose it's a keyword, and our client rank on position 4. Now someone search with the keyword online boutique. Now the person decided to click on the fourth result, and when the person click on the fourth result, the page that appears is actually the landing page. The landing page can be the home page, the landing page can be the product page, the landing page can be the category page, depending upon the targeting page for that particular keyword, right? So landing pages are, or the landing page I should say, is a single page that appears when someone click on the search result. So if I click on the search result on the position fourth, because I actually find out the meta description that is added below the search result is actually what I require, I click on the fourth result, and the page that appear, whether it is a product page or the home page, the page that appears after clicking that search result is actually the landing page. So we find out about the landing page. We find out what are the main landing pages for the website during last quarter. We find out what are the pages that are actually, uh, you can say, have very less sessions. So we determine if those pages we already written the copy or not. If we do not if we haven't written the copy for those pages, obviously we can suggest to write the copy for those pages, because we have very less session last quarter as compared to last year, right? So these are the things that we try to find out. I will explain it one by one, but I'm giving just a little bit of overview first. What are the things that we add in this quarterly strategy document? So in the Google Analytics section, firstly we find out the organic traffic. We have a separate session, a complete section for the organic traffic, what we actually do. You can find out the 5 steps here. We will explain it with an example. Then we find out the conversions. Then we find out about the landing pages. And then we find out about the behavior flow. We have a section I will show you in the Google Analytics, where we find out the behavior flow and what kind of suggestions we can give by checking the behavior flow in the Google Analytics. So this complete section is for Google Analytics, and through this section, obviously this is the main thing. If you start understanding the data of the Google Analytics, half of your work is almost done. You will start if you start analyzing the data in Google Analytics. um, so I mean, obviously, when you find out in the Google Analytics, the sessions during the uh, last quarter is very less than compared to the last quarter in last year. So obviously you try to find out what is the reason of decline, and when you find out the reason of decline, you can obviously create some solution, create some strategy to work on that, and obviously that can give you great results. So the main thing when you strategize for the client is start analyzing the Google Analytics data. So this data, the Google Analytics data in the quarterly strategy document, this is actually added by SEO text, right? So SEO text basically, the senior SEO tech, or also called the primary SEO tech on the account, used to add this data. So basically, this document, uh, most of the stuff is added by SEO team lead and senior SEO tech. There is a section which is called link building section, that is actually worked by the link building team. That is why I have included everyone in the meeting. Uh, so this is how we create the document. The first thing that we create is Google Analytics tracking, and in Google Analytics tracking we again have different section: the organic traffic section, the revenue section, and landing pages and behavior flow. So according to the result that we get through this tracking, the results we get through all the sections, we decide what we can do next. What was the basically what were the achievements in last quarter, and what next we can do to improve the result for the client. So this is the analytics section. We will do this in detail with the example of this quarterly strategy document. Now, the second section is keyword analysis. If you all remember, we had a meeting some days back on SCM Rush, Web CEO. These are the tools we use to analyze the keywords, right? We also have a dossier for every client where we track the keywords per month. So suppose we talk about the watch warehouse, we go to the score task and we search for the client watch warehouse, where you will find out the dossier. And the dossier have rank tracking tab, where you will find out the keywords that we track every month. Okay. So if you check any of the client, this I requested for the access. I'm showing you this client. If you check the rank tracking, sorry. Okay, this is new client. I will show you for Pink Lily. So here is the rank tracking section, where you can find out the keywords we track every month. These are particularly the primary keyword that we target for the client. Now we add these keyword every month. We track the ranking for the keyword and the ranked pages. Now in the keyword analysis section, we give preferences to this dossier result, and we find out, like, these dashes means the keyword is not ranking, And if you check previously as well, I mean, from the first day we start the campaign, the initial position to this day, the keyword is not ranking at all. That means this is the keyword that we have to look for. If this keyword is actually the keyword we want to track or we want to target. So that way we find out the keywords that are actually not ranking at all, right? So we give when we analyze the keywords, we give preference to what we are tracking through this dossier. We find out the keywords that have no improvements, and we find out if we can replace or maybe remove these keyword from our targeting keyword. So that way we find out we analyze the keyword for from the dossier, basically the keywords that we are tracking. We also find out the SCM rush data. This time the SCM rush data, if you want to get the result for the SCM rush data, basically you need to email me or Sudhir. Only I and Sudhir have the access this time for SCM rush, because it is basically based on IPs and do not allow multiple users to add, I mean basically log in. So if you want the SEMrush data, the ranking, the keyword ranking for the SEMrush data, we give you the ranking, and you can determine what are the keywords that are ranking basically on the first page, on the second page, or maybe on the last page. And uh, what I would prefer when I create the strategy document, I try to find out the keyword from the SEMrush data that are ranking on the second or the third page. And what I basically suggest is, so suppose there are keywords that are ranking on the second page. Now it is much easier to push those keywords from the second page to the first page, like a keyword which is ranking on the 15th position. It can be we can do some changes in the copy. We can do some changes in the metas and titles, and we can push that keyword from the second page to the first page. So actually I usually find out the keywords that are ranking on the second or the third page, and I find out if the URLs for which those keywords are ranking, we already wrote the copy for that particular URL or not. And if we already wrote the copy for that particular URL, we have included that keyword or not. So we suggest to add those keyword in the copy, so that we can push that keyword from the second page to the first page. Now why second page keyword or the third page keyword? Because it is much easier to push those keyword from the second or third page to the first page than pushing the keyword which is on the ninth page or the 10th page, or you can say the 90th position or the 100th position, right? If the keyword is on the 20th position, I can push that keyword and bring that to the 11th position or maybe the 10th position. But it is much difficult to push the keyword from the 90th position from to the first page. So obviously I will try to push the keyword that are on the second page or the third page. So accordingly you can give your suggestions as well. So I'm just giving you an overview that we can find out the data that is in the dossier, and find out which are the keyword which is, I mean basically not ranking at all. And then we can suggest to replace those keyword. Maybe we can do our on keyword research, right? And we can provide a keyword to replace those keywords. That is on to you how broad you can make the keyword analysis. Now the SCMrush data, I already told you, you can ask for the keyword report from me or Sudhir, and then we can provide you the report. You analyze the report, you find out the keyword on the second page and third page, and you think that from the keywords that are ranking on the second page and third page, these are some keyword like four keyword and five keyword which we can target and push so that they can rank to the first page maybe, right? Similarly, we have Webmaster Tool. If you ever seen the Webmaster Tool, You will find out the queries in the webmaster tool. So I will show you for like, so this is the client. When you go to the new search console, the performance tab generally show you the queries that are actually ranking for the website. You will find out the clicks, you will find out the impressions, right? You can find out the CTR, the average CTR, click through rate. You can find out the average positions, and you can download this data and you find out the maximum CTR, uh, the keywords with the maximum CTR, the keywords with the maximum click. You can find out if those keyword, the copy has been written for those keywords, or in the copy we have targeted those keyword or not. And the high CTR keywords are obviously the keywords that can generate more traffic. CTR is click through rate. Click through rate is when you search on the Google. So suppose I search with the keyword um, like online boutique. So when I search with this keyword, the CTR is, if I click on uh, this search result, so obviously the CTR for the online boutique for this website increases. So click through rate, if we have higher click through rate, that means we can obviously have more chances of people um, clicking on our result. So basically, the keyword with high CTR, the keyword with high clicks, are the keyword that we should include in our copy. So these are the three different reports that we can generate. We already have the report from the rank tracking of Dozier. We can generate SEMrush data, and we can find out the keywords that can be helpful. We can also target the keyword that have good search volume in SEMrush report. um, and we can decide on the keywords that make sense. Maybe the keyword like how to, or any keyword that can be used in blogs, can also increase the chances of getting clicked, the result getting clicked. So those kind of keyword we can analyze through SEMrush data. We can analyze the keyword through webmaster tool and find out the keyword that are good and can suggest um, those keyword. And obviously from the SEMrush data and webmaster tool data, we can find some of the keyword that we can replace in this report, in this report, that are actually not ranking at all. So this is actually what the keyword analysis means. You find out the keyword that are actually not giving much result. You actually suggest to replace those keyword or maybe remove those keyword. To replace or remove those keyword, you again do some analysis through SEMrush data, through the webmaster tool data, and you create some report. I mean, like, you highlight some keyword, and then you suggest that these are the keyword that you can replace um, for the keyword that are actually not ranking, and we are targeting those keywords. So that is how we do the keyword analysis. I will also explain it with an example when we discuss this quarterly strategy document already created. So this is how we do the keyword analysis. I mean, this is just an overview, but you will get to know how to do in detail when you start working on the quarterly strategy document. So is there any question related to the keyword analysis section? I will also explain a bit more when we do this example. But any question that we discussed till now for the keyword analysis section or the Google Analytics section?
No, no, thanks.
Okay. So, okay. The next section that in the quarterly strategy document is content analysis. What we find out in the content analysis, two things. There can be pages that are duplicate uh, from some outside resources. So so suppose there is a website, I open website, I mean, I give you example of obviously the Pink Lily, which is one of our client. Okay, so there can be two things when we when we do the content analysis. We check the content for the duplication from the external resources. So suppose there's a section in the website, in our client's website, which is actually duplicated. I mean, it can be find out in the external resources as well. Some of the other website also have that content in their pages. So that means either we have copied that content from that website, or that website have copied the content from our website. So we have to determine what actually has happened. We actually if we have copied the content from that website, then obviously we need to create a unique content and write a unique content for that particular page. And if that website has copied the content from our website, that means we have to let Google know there is a provision, there is a form which we can fill and let the Google know that the content on our website is unique. We wrote this content, but that website has copied our content, so we have to file the complaint against that website. So the first thing that we have to determine is that the pages of the website have unique content. The content should not be present anywhere on the web, on the other website, on the other external resources. And we can do that. I mean, obviously we can not do it for all the pages one by one. There is one tool called Copyscape which we can utilize for that purpose. Or we can also do it, one way is you take one a small sentence from this page, go to Google and put this into double quote. Now if you can check, there are some external resources, but these seems to be the website that are actually showing about Pink Lily Boutique. So probably this is not, we call the duplication, because these website have are basically showcasing the Pink Lily. So if these website are also our competitor basically, and they have taken the content from our website, then we obviously need to file the complaint. Now if you put, sorry, if you put the website here in the Copyscape tool, it will also show you the external resources where the content of the website can be found. Okay, you can find out, like, they are showing three resources. So you have to dig deep into these resources and find out if these resources have the same content, actually have the same content. I can see that this truly yourfashion.com is seems also to be a fashion website. So probably they have the same content like ours, right? So we need to find out, we need to dig into it, and we need to find out what are the sentences that matches, or if all the content of the website is copied into this website or not. This way we analyze if there are some external resources that are available that have copied the content from our website, or maybe we copied the content from their website. But that is for Pink Lily, obviously that cannot happen. We cannot copy the content from other website because we are working on this website from years. So obviously we have created all the pages ourselves. We write the content for this website ourselves. So obviously either these website have copied our content, or maybe these are only the listing website who have listed Pink Lily on their website. So we have to dig deep and find out if there are any chances that they have copied our content. Now this is the one way we need to find out if the content of our pages, we can go ahead and check multiple pages, like some category pages. We then can check some of the product pages and find out if there are some instances or there are some result from the web that also have the same content than ours. So we find out that, and then we work accordingly. Either we have to change our copy completely if there are instances where we find out that there is duplicate content. Either we have to write our copy completely, the unique copy, or we need to find out if other people are copying our content, and we have to work accordingly. So this is first part of the content analysis. The second thing that we do in the content analysis, there might be chances that the content is copy. I mean, basically sometimes it happens that we have a block. We might have a block that is common on all the pages of our website. So probably this section, so suppose this section is available on all the pages of Pink Lily, and this section have the same content for all the pages. That means we have a duplicate content within our website. So that is also a case where we have to uh, either remove that section, or we have to rewrite the content for all the pages, and we need to make sure that all the pages have unique content. So that is how we do the content analysis. So two things we find out in the content analysis: uh, if there are some website on the web that have the same content than ours, or if there are there are some section or some content on the website that is actually having the same content. I mean, our own website have same section on different pages and have the same content. For that purpose, we have a tool called SiteLiner, which is also one of the if you check the Copyscape, it will show you the link here. The SiteLiner will check if you have the content within your, I mean, it says that duplicate content 17%. It will show you what are the pages that have the, but generally they also show if you have more than 3 words, uh, words of the content on different pages, it show you. So you have to dig deep a little bit and find out if we certainly have that issue. We have 2 or 3 pages that have the same content. So you have to find out that by digging in. So yeah, this is the tool that will show you if we have some percentage of duplicate content within the website. So that's how we do the content analysis. This is the part. And accordingly you suggest. So suppose you find out some pages with the duplicate copy, then you give the suggestions that these are the pages for which we find out some pages that, sorry, some content that is also available on the web. So we want to write or the unique copy for that particular uh, page, right? So that's how we do the content analysis. Any question related to that? And the another part of content analysis is when you find out the interlinking opportunities. So suppose you find out that there are multiple products on the website, but those products are not interlinked with the categories, or maybe categories are not interlinked with the product, but there is, I mean, there are multiple opportunities that we can utilize to interlink the products and the categories. So you can give the suggestions for interlinking purposes. You can suggest some related categories to get interlinked. You can suggest some related products to get interlinked, because interlinking is something which can increase the time spent on the website. So suppose I have a website which is related to uh, what I can say that I have, suppose, watch related website. So in the product where I have a watch related to maybe a Timex watch, which is a girl's watch, and in the description they have mentioned something about maybe something about the colored watches. Then if I click on that link, that take me to the category pages related to, I mean, category page related to colored watches. So this is the way we can interlink the content, so we can increase the average time spent on the website, which has very good impact, which is one of the factor we can say in the conversion rate optimization. People can go one page to another page to find out the exact product that they are looking for, and then they convert. So interlinking is a very um, good way to increase the average time spent on the website. So yeah, it is also a part of content analysis. So you can analyze if the products and categories that can be relevant are interlinked or not. If they are not interlinked, you can suggest to have some interlinking. So that is also the part of content analysis. Now the next section that we have is technical analysis. What we need to do is, in this section, the the technical analysis and conversion rate optimization, generally we list down the, I show you, this is the watch warehouse base camp, right? You can find out the development task. These are the tasks which we break down from the technical analysis, right? So we find out what are the tasks which are important for the technical analysis, or maybe if we talk about the next quarter, I mean, basically these are the tasks that are pending from the last quarter. So we go to the technical analysis section, and we write, basically list down the tasks that are actually pending from the last quarter and that we would be working on. So we would be working on these tasks for the month of February. We would be working on these tasks for the month of March. So basically, we find out that in the development section, we already have some tasks. You find out that there are tasks with the high priority. High means the task with the high priority, medium means the task with the medium priority, and low means the task with the low priority. So we can first focus on the high priority task, and then we can focus on the medium priority task, and then comes the low priority task. So we can find out how many tasks we can complete in the month of February and March, January, February, and March, and we'll list down those tasks. Obviously, the low and the medium tasks that are much below in the list or the bottom in the list cannot be done in the same month. We can find out the at least 10 tasks, or maybe um, 6 or 7 very uh, high priority task or the medium task that we can complete in the same month, right? I mean, the in the same quarter, sorry. So we can list down those. There is um, one more thing that we can do. We can find out when we did the last technical analysis. So for the legacy clients, the clients that have spent good number of years with us, obviously we do like technical analysis after some period of time. I mean, we repeat, like we did the technical analysis 3 months back. So maybe 6 months back, we did the technical analysis and we done some task. Now it's a good time to do the technical analysis again. So suppose we do not have much task in the development section, so we find out what was the last date when we did the last technical analysis. If it is like 5 or 6 months before, I mean 5 or 6 months ago we did the last analysis, then it is the best time to do the technical analysis again. So rather than adding some task here, you can just uh, give an idea that the full technical analysis was done 6 months ago. Now it's the best time to start with the new analysis and find out what we can do for the next quarter. So basically you can add that point here, right? Rather than adding all the tasks, because you do not have much task to add in that case, you can determine what was the last date when we did the technical analysis, and then you can add, like we can do the new technical analysis now because that's the best time we can do it. We did the last technical analysis 6 months ago. Now uh, likely be, I mean basically similarly like the technical analysis, we work on CRO. We find out this CRO section. CRO must be up. We find out the CRO section, we find out the high and the medium task, and we determine what task we can. You can see the dates as well. You can check the February and January. That means these all tasks are the one that we can perform in sorry in this quarter, the coming quarter. Then obviously you can link those tasks here, and you can add the name of the task, right? That these tasks are the tasks that we would be performing in the next quarter. So that way the technical and CRO portion is done basically. Any question related to technical and the CRO section?
So all we're doing for the CRO is just laying out the tasks already in BC, or are we doing any analysis on our own end as well?
The thing is the same that we discuss about the technical analysis. We find out if the CRO analysis, I mean CRO section have enough task, then we obviously go ahead because these are the enough tasks to be performed for next 3 months, next quarter. Then we obviously list down all the tasks, and then according to their priorities, and then we link to the Basecamp task. But if suppose there is only two tasks or maybe no task in the CRO section, then we determine what was the last date we did the CRO. And also the one way to find out if we want to do the mobile CRO or the desktop CRO is go to the analytics section, go to the audience and mobile overview, and then for the last 3 months or maybe 2 months or 1 month, you find out what is the traffic and revenue. Like, so suppose last quarter is October, November and December. So I select the last quarter dates, and find out uh, like you can see the sessions for mobile are greater than desktop, right? But the revenue for the mobile is less than desktop. That means we are getting good number of people or more number of people from mobile than desktop, but the revenue is less. That means there is a possibility that there is something the people is not converting through mobile. Maybe I can go to the website through mobile and find out the cart ability of mobile is not very good, and I reach the card, I abandoned it, and I go to the desktop and I do the payment from the desktop. That means there can be a possibility that the site have something missing in mobile. So we already did this. So suppose we did the CRO 3 months back. Why not we have some mobile CRO done? because we already have the desktop CRO done and we have the task created for the desktop CRO. But basically we can see that there is some opportunity that we might be missing for mobile. So why not go ahead for the mobile CRO? So you can, if you find out that CRO have not much task, you find yourself like, what was the last date we did the CRO? What was the CRO about? Was it for desktop or the mobile? If it is was desktop, and check if there is some opportunity that we can find out through mobile, and then suggest that for the next quarter we will do, or we can do the mobile CRO and find out what we can improve to increase the revenue for the mobile. And obviously this time when you find, I mean, basically Google did one update sometimes back, which is called the mobile first update, which says that you have to make your website optimized first for mobile user. That means Google is also giving you I mean, basically giving you a signal that mobile is something which is used these days more than desktop. So you have to make your website mobile friendly first and then for the desktop. So obviously if there is, obviously I can see that there is something that we can do for mobile. Obviously seeing this data, more user for mobile, less revenue; less user for desktop, more revenue. That means we obviously have some opportunity that we can avail for the mobile users.
Uh-huh.
Right, so that way, I mean, obviously when you start working on the quarterly strategy, you will find out more about it. But basically this is the way you can do. I mean, you need to find out obviously what was the last date we did the analysis. If you have very less task in the base camp, if you have good number of tasks already present in the base camp, then we should focus on these tasks first. We should try to complete these as much as possible in next quarter. And once that is done, in the next quarterly strategy meeting we might decide. But when we have very less number of tasks for CRO and technical analysis, we have to determine what we can do next. If we need a new technical analysis, if we need a new CRO, and if CRO, what kind of CRO it should be. Should we go for the desktop CRO or we should go for the mobile CRO? So that is something we can find out. But yeah, when you start working on the quarterly strategy document, you would be able to understand it more. So yeah. Is it clear, or is it, I mean, any other question related to that?
That makes sense.
Okay, cool. So that was for the technical analysis section and the conversion rate optimization section. Obviously, when you go through this template one by one, you will get some more details. But I just gave you how we actually do it. Um, when you go through all the things that is list down in these section, that would be more obvious to you and you will understand it more. So basically, yeah, I mean, I will share this example document with you all as well, so you would be able to understand it more. So yeah, next section, and it's the last section, and basically the link building team have to work on this section, which is the link building. Now, firstly, we have I mean, this time senior techs are basically working on the business profile creation and competitor backlink analysis. So for this section and for this section, they generally add the things that they have done. So suppose for the business profile creation, they already exhausted the list. They might add that we already created all the business profile possible, and we have exhausted the list and we do not have much opportunity over there, and if there is some opportunity related to niche, so we can find out the niche directories. So suppose there is a company which is placed in Texas, Houston, so maybe we can find out some more directories where, I mean, which is location based, so they can add a point here, like because the business served in basically in Texas, Houston, so we can find out some of the opportunities, niche opportunities, and we can place our business listings there. So that can be done for business profile creation. Basically, the tax work on that part. And also competitor link analysis, which is also with the text right now, but we are planning to transfer that to link building team. So competitor link analysis is also something which they can explain, like we have analyzed two competitors and we find out some of the opportunities, and we achieved like 3 4 links. They can add the links, like what are the links we find out. uh, and if someone from the DP made it, they can find out about this going through the task. In the link building section, you can find out like the business profile. Because the business profile are exhausted, they have actually completed that task. But regarding the competitor link analysis, all the data will be find out here: how many competitors they have analyzed, how many left, what are the opportunities, and what are the links they have gained. So they can explain everything here in the competitor backlink analysis. um, and obviously the profile business profile creation, they can also explain it here by checking the Basecamp task. Now when we talk about the outreaches, this is something which link building team have to handle. Now what they have done in last quarter, so suppose in October, November, December, suppose that is obviously the holiday season for the e-commerce store. Probably there were number of links that we have gained for the website. So we show our achievement, like suppose Haro links. So suppose we got 3 or 4 Haro links for the website, and that are like Haro is always a high quality link. Like sometimes it is like 80 and 90 DA link, which is very good. So basically that's something achieve, that is something I should say a win or a achievement. Or maybe we got, like for CapView recently we got a link from Forbes. So Forbes is a very great magazine and we got a very great link over there, so that is one achievement. We can add that achievement, like for the last quarter we achieve a link from Forbes. And maybe for from the economics time or the sites like that, sometimes we achieve those links through Haro. So that kind of achievement which is very exciting can be shown there, like for the last quarter we achieved these links and the high quality links. So we can show that. Now firstly we will show what we have achieved. Now we will determine what are the holidays that are coming next. So maybe the Mother's Day, which is one of the occasion that is coming up. So we can say that for the Mother's Day, we will we will um, I mean basically outreach these kind of website, or maybe we create a gift guide for the Mother's Day, or maybe we find out the links related to gift guide, or maybe uh, we will showcase some product. We will find out some product links opportunity through the Mother's Day gift guide, and we will include our client product there. So that is one of the strategy that we can showcase, like this is something we want to achieve for the next quarter. Before Mother's Day come, we gonna find out the Mother's Day related opportunities, and we gonna place some of the products related to Mother's Day there in the gift guides maybe. So that is something which is strategy we can put in. Now other than that, there can be more outreach related strategies. Like suppose we find out that the site website was sorry, the client website was created like 4 or 5 years ago. That means the business is quite established. So we probably find out like the opportunity of unlinked brand mention. So obviously we want to create some alerts. So we say that we will for some of the great keywords, or maybe the primary keywords, the targeting keywords, we will put alerts on our email, and we find out if client gets some brand mentions, or maybe we can find out the brand mentions ourselves, which is already there on the web. And then we will try to link those mentions if they are not linked already. So that is also one of the suggestions that we can give, the unlinked brand mention. Then there can be a broken link building. Broken link building is something that we do, like, so suppose we have number of competitors, we find out link for all the competitors, we create a list of links for the competitors. We have different website for that. We have Moz, we have SCM Rush, we have obviously we have Moz and SCM Rush, from where we can collect the links of the competitors. Now from all of those links, we we find out like the destination pages that goes to the competitor's website, and we find out if those pages are 400, I mean 404, basically that's not working. So suppose there is a guest blog which is linked to the site our client competitor. Now that link is now 404, which is actually not working at all. So obviously there is an opportunity that we can talk to that webmaster and say like, you have maybe you have linked to this product. Now we also have a product related which is uh, actually what you have linked, but your link is going to, I mean basically is going to a missing page. So this is not good for your website. So as we also have the same product, why not you link to our product? So that way we find out the opportunity through the competitor's broken link, which is called broken link building, which is also a part of outreaches. So yeah, I mean these can also be the methods, these can also be the strategies that you can include in the link building. So yes, I mean obviously occasion based outreaches you can suggest for that. Then you find out that the unlinked brand mention can be a good fit for the client, you can suggest for that. Then you find out that broken link building is something which we can utilize, you can suggest for that. So there can be multiple suggestions according to the niche of the website that you can give for the link building purpose. So that is what we cover in the link building section: achievements, what we achieve in the last quarter, and the suggestions or the strategy for the very next quarter. So that's how we fill the link building section. Any question related to that?
Can you kind of just glance over the other link building ideas, opportunities, and strategies for another second?
Okay, I show you through this. So this is Watch Warehouse quarterly strategy. Now the this link building section, I already told you the business profile section text used to fill this time. These are the opportunity ideas you can find here, that actually added by the link builders. So Andrea filled this section for Watch Warehouse because she is the link builder for the client. She added the broken link building. Broken link building is obviously, I told you, when we find out that some of the link for the competitors that is going to some external resources are broken or missing pages, then we can grab that opportunity, talk to the webmaster, outreach them, and say like we also have a product similar to what you have linked, but because your link is going to the missing page, it's not good for your website, so why not you can link to us. So that's how we work for broken link building. Now she has added some PR article research ideas. So she added like we have had success with reaching out to event planners. So obviously, when link builders have some success with some of the link building ideas with similar kind of website, they um, used to give the idea for, I mean, suppose something related to watch related website that Andrea might have worked before, work for that client, she can obviously suggest that idea for the watch warehouse as well, because the niche of those clients are same. So obviously, when you work for for the client which have the same category, then for the client that you are creating the strategy, you can obviously give those ideas here as well. You can include the strategy, and maybe maybe the DPs have more information that if the client will approve that idea or not. So yeah, I mean, obviously, that's why Andrea has actually added some of the idea that she has worked for some of the previous client which are also watch related client. So yeah, I mean, she put in some of the ideas here, and she also put in some previous strategies that worked, like multiple link opportunities and haro opportunities that actually give us some link. So obviously she showed some achievements and some strategies. That is what is needed for link building section.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously each section is based on two things: achievements, and also achievements in the last quarter, and also the strategy for the new quarter. So similarly, the link building is also what we have done in the last quarter, which actually worked for the client, and what we are suggesting for the new quarter. So yeah, I mean, this is all about link building. Yeah, I mean, this is what they have suggested, like these are the holidays that are coming, so we can work to find out some opportunities over these holidays. So obviously this is one thing that we can utilize for all the clients. We can find out what are the holidays that are coming, or what are the occasions that are coming for next quarter, and we can suggest that we will start working on finding the opportunity for those holidays through Haro maybe, and through guest blogging maybe, and through other PR and outreach websites, and then we will place the link through those opportunities. So that is something we can put in link building section for all the clients actually. Yeah. So uh, yeah, I mean, I actually give you an overview what we can add. Um, should I go one by one into these details, where to find this data, or you can find out through this basically this example strategy document?
Um, I mean, it'd be helpful for like one or two of them at least.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah, I mean, in the Google Analytics section, that you can find out sorry, what are the data basically that is needed through this. Like these are the five points that we need to utilize. That, I mean, basically, what are the data that we need to track for Google Analytics. So I will show you, like, the first section, the first point is from the start of the organic. We need to find out the organic traffic, and we need to find out from the start of the campaign to the current. That means we need to find out what was the kickoff date of the campaign. So the kickoff date of the campaign is like, it was like 16/8, like like August 16th 2017 to till date. So we find out it, I mean, you can see that they have linked it to the analytics link. So August 16, 2017 to January 18, 2000, sorry, 28, 2019. That's the day they created the strategy document actually. And they find out what they did is I show you how to go into the organic section. So actually what we have is when you open the analytics, it will show you data like this. Now, for finding out the organic traffic, you have to go to the acquisition, all traffic channels. Now, in the this is all user. That means this is for all the traffic that is coming through, like from the paid search, from the organic, from direct, social, referral, email, display. Now we only want organic traffic. For that purpose, we need to click on the segment section and we need to search for organic and we need to click on the organic traffic. So that will only show you the organic search data. And then you can change the dates. As you know, this client comes on August 16th, August 2017. We go back to 16 August 2017. We'll select 16 August 2017 till the date you create the quarterly strategy. It was created on, sorry, January 28, 2019. So, oh, so this is the data. So you number of organic sessions. These are the number of organic sessions. You can find the organic sessions here. You will link the organ analytics report, this URL to this, and you take a screenshot of the data and you add the screenshot. Now they actually select the month matrix. That is why the data look like this. So this is the screenshot. You need to take the screenshot of this and then you need to add the number of organic sessions and then you need to link it to the analytics report, right? This is the way you show how many sessions for the website. The organic sessions have been occurred basically since the client joined us. So these are the number of sessions. Then you need to show the organic revenue. You can find out the organic revenue is this. Again, you need to link to the report, right? And for the revenue, you need to, for the revenue screenshot, you need to go to e-commerce overview and you need to give the screenshot there. Okay, there they haven't selected any matrix. That is why the screenshot doesn't show the e-commerce. So this is the screenshot that they have added. So this is the first point from the start of the campaign to current, from the kickoff call to the date you are creating the strategy document. You have to give the organic session, you have to give the organic revenue, you have to give the screenshot of the organic sessions, and you have to give the screenshot of the organic revenue. For the organic revenue, you have to go to the e-commerce section, and in the e-commerce section you will find out the overview. So here you will find out this e-commerce overview, and also the screenshot. So you will put the screenshot here. Now the next is the last year. You will find out the next is the last year. Last year is the complete last year, right? I mean, the complete last year for us for this client is 2018. So that means 1st January 2018 to 12th December 2018. We need to find out, oh sorry, to 31st December 2018. We need to find out how many organic sessions were there and how many, what was the organic revenue. So similarly, you will find this out through, like, you are doing this for 1st of January 2018 to December 31st 2018. So these are the organic sessions, and for the organic, obviously the revenue, again you have to select it like January 2018, 1st January 2018 to 31st December. This is the organic value, organic revenue value. This is the link. This is the screenshot. So you have to include it all in this section, in this, the second point, the last year data. So you have to show uh, the the data for the start, from the start date to the current date, and then secondly you have to show the last year data. Now the next is the current quarter versus the same quarter last year. The current quarter here, this can be confusing. So the current quarter here, they mean the quarter that you have worked on. So last quarter was the quarter 4. That means October, November, December. And compared to the same quarter last year, that means you have to compare it to the same quarter last year. That means if you check it from here, current quarter versus the same quarter last year, you will find out October, November, December 2018 compared to October, November, and December 2017, right? So the current, this can be confusing. Please keep in mind the current quarter means the quarter you have worked on last. So last two you have worked on the quarter 4. That means October, November, and December. That means you have to compare October, November, December 2018 to the October, November, and December 2017. So that's the result. So obviously there is an increase in sessions. So that's a positive. But there is, I mean, the bounce rate has been decreased so much. So there is a possibility that you can improve. You need to improve the bounce rate. If session increases and bounce rate increases, there are chances that there comes the spam traffic. Now we have to find out if we have implemented the spam filters or not. So if we do not implemented the spam filters, that's the opportunity that we have to utilize. We have to implement the spam filters and remove all the spam traffic. The bounce rate, the high bounce rate can be due to that. The high bounce rate can be due to we have not we have one task in analytics section where we actually adjust the bounce rate. So probably there are chances we have not implemented that task. We have not adjusted the bounce rate. So that is something we can find out. So that's the opportunity we here. So bounce rate can be um, due to some CRO stuff. There can be less call to action. There can be there can be some CRO opportunities that we can utilize because we have high bounce rate. So that is something we can find out. So yeah, this is what we have to include in the current quarter versus the same quarter last year. Again, the current quarter is the quarter that you have worked on. That means the last quarter. For this website, the last quarter was Q4. That is October, November, and December. And then again, the current quarter versus the prior quarter. That means October, November, December versus the prior quarter. That means the quarter 4 versus quarter 3. So that is another thing, the quarter 4 versus quarter 3. So we will find out the organic traffic and organic revenue for that, and we will compare, we will do the comparison, and we will add the screenshot and the link, and we will find out the opportunity of improvement. See, October, November, December 2018 compared to July, August, and September 2018. So current quarter versus prior quarter, that means the Q4 versus Q3 in this case. It can be different for different quarterly strategy. If you are doing today, that means obviously the Q4 versus Q3. If you do that like in like January, February, March, and if you do next quarterly strategy in April, then it is Q1 versus Q4, right? So it depends upon the time you are doing the quarterly strategy. So yeah, this is the organic traffic. Again, you can find out the bounce rate is something we can improve. Other things are already up, so that's good. So overall, I can see that the traffic has been improved, the revenue has been improved from the last year, from the last quarter, but the bounce rate is something we can work on. So yeah, related, the suggestions can be related to the bounce rate. Now the next is the coming quarters equivalent last year. That means we need to find out the coming quarter. Yeah, that means we have to find out the January 1st 2018, January, February, and March. That is the quarter 1 for the 2018. We need to find out what was the result in last quarter, the same current quarter. Now we would be working on the Q1. We would be working on Q1 this year. So we need to find out what was the result, what was the organic traffic equivalent to this quarter. The coming quarter. That means the Q1. So we will find out what was the. This will give us a projection. We can decide what can be our internal goal. Sometimes client also wants some projections to be made, like what's your ballpark goal for our website for next quarter. That can be one of the question the client can ask. So this will give you a projection, like organic traffic last quarter was, last year same quarter was this. So maybe we can increase to like 10 to 20% this year, because we find out the trend is like this. uh, from the previous quarter we have increased to like um, 25%, right? We find out that in October to December the organic traffic increased to almost 25%. So maybe because that was the holiday season, we can give a projection of like 10% or 15% at least. So we probably give a projection like from the organic traffic that was last year's same equivalent quarter. Probably we would be able to achieve like organic traffic more than last quarter equivalent quarter, like 15% more than the equivalent quarter last year. So this data can give you some idea of the projection, like what you can give a client, I mean basically a ballpark goal to the client, like this is something we can achieve in a coming quarter. So that will be helpful. Similarly for revenue. So that is how we do for these five points. Basically we find out what I mean basically I can see that there is an increase all the way around. So if there is an increase, there is, I mean, obviously we find out that the bounce rate is something which is actually increasing. So we can work on that. We can find out like what is the issue of increased bounce rate. Maybe the spam filters are not working that we have implemented. So we need to find out if spam filters which we have implemented are not working, or there are more uh, spammy websites that we have to filter out. So that way we might adjust the bounce rate. Maybe we can give some more CRO ideas which can increase the bounce rate, and maybe the keywords that we are targeting, we can improve that as well. That also help in increasing the decreasing the bounce rate. So that's how we find out using the first 5 points for the analytics, organic, and revenue section. Any question? Okay, the next is landing pages. So the landing pages, you can find out the landing pages in the behavior section, then go to the site content, and here you will find out the landing pages. Now what you need to do for the first part, yeah, here they already gave you how to go to the landing pages. Then add a secondary dimension keyword. So you can find out the secondary dimension here, and you can search the keyword. Now you have to select keyword as a secondary dimension. Then add the advanced filter to remove not provided and not set. Now you have to apply the advanced filter, and you need to exclude the traffic from the keyword not provided, and again exclude this not working. Exclude the keyword not set and apply. Right? So you can find out that the keywords that are not provided and not set, basically that is related to the personalized research. When someone research from the browser where they have already logged in, when I search from Google and I go to some website, so that data for that website in their analytics come into not provided and not set. That is personalized research. When you search in a Google, in a browser where you already logged into your Google account, that means that is a personalized research, and Google do not show any data related to your personalized research because that is a security issue. So that is why they put it like no provided, not set. So we need to exclude those data. So we excluded those data, and then we find out this. So that is something we need to do to find out the exact value of the landing pages. Now we put on the dates like the current quarter. So current quarter is the last quarter you have worked on. So you have worked on the last quarter, that is October through December. So these are the landing pages. Now you will, after you have this data, you will find out the keywords and the landing pages. For this keyword, the landing pages is a home page and number of session is 51 and the revenue is this. And you find out the revenue is very less, then you find out if the keyword, if the page home page is actually optimized for this keyword or not. If there is no instances of this keyword in the metadata and the first para of the home page or something like that, you can include that in your suggestions. So that's how you find out the uh, basically you can increase it like up to whatever limit you want, and you can export it as well. So you can find out a spreadsheet that is added by, you can see this is a spreadsheet. They have actually like this is 1601 that will come into 2500, and then they exported this sheet and they put this sheet into this spreadsheet, and then they find out the maximum session pages and minimum session pages, and then they find out if there is any opportunity that we can utilize, or maybe like this is a product page. Now this product page have only one view, right? And I mean one session, sorry, not view session, and 0% bounce rate. So there can be some opportunity that we are missing here. We are not utilizing maybe this keyword in this page. So we need to see if we can utilize this keyword to this page, and what is the search volume of this keyword, if this keyword can be helpful to add it into this page. So accordingly we can give the suggestions. So this is how we find out some landing pages suggestions, and we put that into our list. We can also find out the live pages on the website. Live pages are the pages that we have already written for the website. So we find um, out of these landing pages how many pages are basically live pages, and then if some of the pages are not written but they are getting some sessions, we can say that these are the pages that we can optimize for the next quarter. So how we find out the live pages on the website? So if we are talking about watch warehouse, now I go to the score task. You can find in the extreme left, here is the copy management section. Now I can, okay, I can go to the sitemap. Sitemap is actually the place where all the pages of the website we put. So this is the sitemap. Now I want to see what are the, you can extend the limit to 100. You can find out the pages that are actually the live pages. Live pages are the pages that are already written and uploaded on the website. So I filter out the pages that are live, and I can now find out what are the pages for which we have already written content, and if there are some opportunity that we can avail. So maybe for this page or this page or this page for which we are getting some sessions, maybe these pages we have not written yet. So we can find out from this sitemap, we can download it, export it basically, and find out if these pages are already written or not, and then we can suggest to write these pages, right? So that's the way we find out what we can do for the landing pages. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So next is the behavior flow. So you can find out this in the behavior section. There is a behavior flow. Now you can find out that there is a diagram over here. This is very high level, but when you start working on the analytics data, you will understand it. Now you can see that 12K people enter to the home page, right? Now, out of that, those people, basically, this is the home page, and this is the landing page, or maybe you can find out the starting page. This home page is a starting page for all the pages. Now 46K people, right, enter into this page, and you can see that 33K people drop off. Like, they come to the homepage from various resources, like also some of the deep links from different categories. They are coming to the, I mean, uh, this is different category. This is going to the different pages, but basically you can see that from the various resources they are coming to, like, 46K people coming to the home page. Now you can see that the drop off is very high. That means we need to find out what is bad with the home page, why these number of people are actually dropping off. Now 33K people are dropping off. That means we are lacking a lot of opportunity. So we need to find out what is bad with the home page. Either it can be a page load speed. So suppose from the search result I click on the website. Now site is taking a lot of time to open in my browser. That means the page load speed of the website needs improvement. So we need to find out if that's a page load speed. We need to find out if it is something related to CRO. So maybe the related pages, maybe the featured products are not very good, or maybe the price of the products are very high. So those can be reason. We have to dig into that, and we have to find out why a lot of people are dropping off, and then we have to give some suggestions. So this is the way we go into the flow, the behavior flow, and find out various stuff, right? I mean, Obviously, you can see that from the home page, they are going to the search.php, then man's category. Then these are the important pages. The first thing that we have to find out why this drop. The second thing we have to find out is these are the main pages. You can see that because these pages and these pages are the main pages. Now through this, you can also find out, you can check the website. Um, I will open the website once again. You need to find out if these pages or the categories are into the sitemap. I mean, uh, you can say I open the website first. Okay. So obviously you see here that the from the behavior flow, you can see that the man's is a category, the second important category that we should be having. And I can see the man's category is actually the first category. That is good, because this is the second page, second category, basically the second landing page on the website after the home page. So this is good. Now I check again and find out that this this category is something which should be there on the sitemap, on the above navigation. So I can see that it is very deep in. So I might suggest to have it more closely somewhere. Basically, I can see that it is like here. So I would say that the sort should go a bit up. Maybe it should be the first here. Here the resort should be the first one here, because it is it is the one of the deep category that is getting more traffic. So this is something we can suggest through this behavior flow. Like we can check the categories and the navigation and find out if the categories and navigation are actually complementing each other. If not, we can suggest, like, because this is something which is getting more sessions, why this is the last one in all the brands, why it is not the up, I mean it should be up. So obviously we can suggest that. So that is something we can suggest through the behavior flow. I mean this is very deep, but basically you can give the general suggestions by checking what is the behavioral flow, what is the main categories, what are the main categories that should be in the navigation and should be easy to reach in the navigation, right? So that is something we can show through the behavior flow, right? So this is how we check or dig into the analytics data. Any question? I know that this this is I mean this is going a bit big, but yeah, I mean I gave you an overview and also some examples. I hope that will help you. I will share this document with every one of you so you can go through it, you can check the template, and you can check the template against this document, and that would be easier for you to understand what to include and what to not. And again, I will try to add you all in the analytics as well, so you can check the data here as well. So it will be easier for you to understand it. And while you're checking all this stuff, if you got any question, then you can just let me know and we can have a discussion again. I hope this was helpful.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm gonna share these documents and analytics access and also the base camp so you guys can review it. And once you did that, I will just let me know so I can just I mean basically want to remove all of you from there as well, because obviously the analytics we cannot add many people at once, so it goes to, I mean notification goes to client as well, so that can be a little bit I mean I would like to avoid that. But basically once you review that and once your questions are answered, then you can let me know and I can remove you people from there. So you can have a look on this document and you can compare this document with the strategy template. And if any question comes up in your mind, please let me know. I would be available to answer that. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, great. So I will talk to you all soon. Thank you for joining the call.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.